As we get into higher, lower Hail Mary, guys, that thumbs up. We're going to get there. We see 53 questions. Don't worry. We're going to blaze through
we'll get it. We're actually moving pretty fast right now, so we'll get to all of them.
We're moving at a great clip, as we always do. So we'll get to all those questions. Keep them coming in. We've had Thursdays where we've gotten 400 questions. So 53.
And we got through them all, too.
We got through them all. So get them on in. Get that thumbs up in. Share it out. Retweet, share, all that good stuff. Let's go. Thursday Night Football. Horrible game. It doesn't matter. We're drinking, folks. We're having a good time.
We are drinking. The Wolf texted me like an hour before the pod and said, I think I'm getting drunk tonight. And I didn't know if that meant before the pod, after the pod, or during the pod, or if it was like his kind of passive way of saying, I'm too drunk to do the pod.
Oh, no, not that.
All right. I was happy. I didn't care about any of the other ones. I just wanted to make sure we were doing the pod.
The only answer for that one, Nat, is D. All of the above. Before, during, after. All of it. Let's go.
All right. Sounds good. I mean, I'll tell you what makes a crappy Thursday Night Football game more fun. Getting tanked. All right.
That's where we're at.
Let's go. Quarterbacks. Guy you're higher on. Tua. Going up against the Falcons. Obviously, that matchup is the crux of this ranking. You got him as your QB8. I want to talk about your higher and lower kind of as a package. Can we do that? You got your QB. He's your QB8, 5 higher than the experts, and he's less than 50% rostered. Tannehill's your lower guy going against KC, another terrible pass offense, but you got him at 13. So the experts like Tannehill at 8, Tua at 13. You got him exactly flipped. Also, you're lower on Daniel Jones. I don't really care as much about that one. Talk to me about why you think you and the experts feel opposite about Tua and Tannehill.
Well, Tua, for one, comes back from injury. First game back, 47 pass attempts. 37 of them came when it was a neutral or they were ahead situation. So it wasn't like they were playing behind all game. They were just letting this guy rope the ball. He threw for 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, 22 fantasy points, was the QB10 in his first action back. Yes, it was against Jacksonville, but guess what?
Atlanta. They were in London, though. That's like playing the 86 Celtics in the Garden.
Exactly. Like the hardest matchup you could possibly ask for. The Jags in London. Nothing more ferocious than them. But now you get Atlanta, even more generous than the Jags. They're at home here, and they apparently have Tua on the trade block. I imagine those 47 pass attempts were partly showing, what does this guy have? Let's drum up his trade value. And against Atlanta, what better matchup than continuing to let this guy just uncork it? I think he's going to have a field day against Atlanta. I love Matt Ryan, too, who's out there in a lot of waiver wires. That's a game, I think the over-under is like 47.5. They are crap defenses with sneaky, actually decent offenses. In particular, Atlanta has been starting to take off a bit. I really like Tua in this matchup in a showcase for his trade value. I think they're going to let him rope the ball around, and he's going to have great success doing it. Now, Tannehill, it's really just about production at this point. He's had great matchups throughout the year, and he's had only one game where he's been above the QB 17. QB 24, 24, QB 8, 23 points. Every other game, 17, 22, 19. He's been a 15 or under in all but 2 games this year. And Kansas City, a great spot. We keep emphasizing that over-under. And now that Julio's back, maybe I'll bump him up a spot or 2. But I still think Kansas City, the worst team in terms of yards per carry allowed, in terms of DVOA against the run. What are you going to do against this team? You're going to feed the motherfucking beast that has 3 touchdowns in like 4 straight games that just cannot be stopped.
That guy,
Henry.
I mean, can we just real quick in the quarterback lower section talk a little bit about Derrick Henry? I mean, good freaking God. Like what a monster that guy. I mean, I know this is not a hot take exactly, but geez, what are you supposed to do with that guy? I think there's no bigger hit to Tannehill's value than Derrick Henry.
100%. And it's not a hot take. Nat, in the preseason, and I got shit on a lot for this, and I can't believe it. It was a hot take to be like Derrick Henry should be in your top 2. People were like, he's actually the first rounder most likely to bust because he doesn't catch passes. What fucking universe is the best running back that we've seen in a generation? Who cares if he catches passes? Never mind the fact that he's actually catching passes this year, which is just a whole new ceiling unlocked. Even if he wasn't catching passes, I saw this stat the other day. Even if you eliminate all these catches, he would still be the running back 1 in PPR leagues. It doesn't matter. It only helps him, no less. Obviously, no doubt about it. But still, the guy is a complete fucking monster. I know we're on QBs. I don't even know how.
I know. I'm sorry, but I
could talk about him all day. I couldn't believe the amount of crap I got. Like, you are so wrong to have this guy in number 2 when he doesn't catch passes. You don't consider all fast. Shut the fuck up. Like, come on. It's Derrick Henry, folks, and that's all you need to know. But yes, Tannehill, and that, all this is to say is
right, which is just an extremely long-winded way of saying Tannehill's not going to do as well as the experts think.
Big hit to him. And Daniel Jones at home is actually way worse than on the road. Shocking. I don't get it. I don't know why, but he is horrible at the Meadowlands. Now, as we just talked about, all his receivers are depleted. Maybe even Shepard's going to be out. That's not a great matchup for Carolina, who's going to be welcoming in Stefan Gilmore, one of the hardest matchups before Gilmore arrived for QBs. I can't imagine it gets easier when one of the best cornerback arrives on the scene. This is going to be one of those classics, just like last week was against the Rams. We're going to see 3 picks, 2 fumbles, just a gross Daniel Jones day. So I can't believe he's ranked top 15. I get he has some Konami upside, like all that stuff. But even in 2 QB leagues, I would hope I have a better option than Daniel Jones this week.
All right. I was going to say we're going to get more efficient now because that took forever. But, I see you actually have 4 guys in your Hail Mary list, so maybe not.
I'll go through them real fast.
You have Tua, then Jameis, both above 30% rostered, so maybe they don't count as Hail Mary. So Heineke again. If that's cheating, then Jimmy G.
Yeah. So again, I just want to emphasize, you want to go to Tua, you want to go to Jameis first. Jameis coming off the most neutral script passes he's had all year, 30 pass attempts. They're finally letting the guy uncork it. It seems like Sean Payton's realized if I have Jameis, I just have to let the guy take training wheels off and let him go. And again, since Seattle, who's given up the 10th most points to QBs, a good spot for him to let it go on Monday Night Football. But as I said, both are 30% roster. That might be a cheat for a Hail Mary. So I go this guy 3 straight weeks, so that feels like cheating again. Heineke, he hasn't delivered. Last week was a complete bust when I was locked in on him. My QB 10 didn't do the thing, but before 2 weeks ago, 20 or more points in 3 straight games, was a QB 12 for 3 straight games. Has he been figured out? Is he toast? Maybe, but if I'm desperate, well, nobody else is turning to him. He got cut everywhere. He's rostered, I think, 15% leagues or less right now. He gets a Green Bay defense that has no Jair Alexander, that's been getting quite routinely just destroyed through the air right now. I think Heineke, they're going to need points. They're going to be chasing points. A great play. And if that's cheating because I've given him, 2 of the last 3 weeks, I've had Heineke, my guy. He worked out once, didn't work out the other time. I really don't hate Jimmy G with no Trey Lance like.
Oh, I don't either.
I mean, they're going to rely on Eli Mitchell in the backfield. I'm going to talk about why I'm lower on him in a second. I don't buy into the Eli Mitchell machine. I'm going Jimmy G. I think Deebo Samuel. We've seen this defense get destroyed deep. I think Deebo. I think Ayuk. I think those guys are going to have field days, and Jimmy G is going to have one of those. He's good for like 2 or 3 of these a year, where he has like 300 yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns, and they just bomb. Fresh out of the bye week, I think Shanahan's going to work some magic, and I think Jimmy G is a very viable streamer this week.
Must watch. Is Sam Darnold truly toast, or can he be trusted in the right matchups? Also, will Justin Fields offer any 2021 viability? I'm skeptical on that one, I got to say, but I am interested. I know this is a must watch. And is Sam Darnold truly toast? I don't think he's that great.
He's had 3 complete dud weeks after starting as a stud. And then you look at the matchups and you're like, yeah.
It was rushing touchdowns though,
Rushing touchdowns and easy toast defenses. But the Giants, the 5th most points, I think, to quarterbacks. I think Darnold, if he can't do it against the Giants, he's not doing it against anybody the rest of the year. He may be figured out. He may be done. I think this is either the get right spot and you can kind of get a little juice back, or it's just cut bait and never look back at this point. So that's why I want to watch him in this Panthers offense and see what he does. And then Justin Fields against Tampa Bay. You're going to need points. You're going to need to run for your life. Is he going to do it? He's off a season high 13 fantasy points last week. First time in double digits. Welcome to the club, Justin Fields. Could he get to 20 though this week? Of all the weeks, this is the type of matchup. The 4th most points to quarterbacks. You just need to rope it against Tampa Bay. You need to run all over the place. Could he do it? Maybe, but I don't know. I'm not buying it. That's why I'd rather have Jimmy G in my lineup than Justin Fields. I'd like to see it. I'd like to watch, but yeah, I'm not into it.
Agreed.
What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.